was giving my daughter back custody for 30 days. She was removed in the first place.
Good evening. This is Attorney Vince Davis. We're back. The show is The Secret, How to Fight Child Protective Services and Win. Let's take another call right now. Let's talk to Janet in Silver Lake. Janet, hi. Did you have a story to tell or a question to ask?
A question to ask. Let's say if one attorney is working on a child custody case, can another attorney work for like spousal support? Can we have two attorneys on the family law case?
Yes, you can have two attorneys.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for calling in and listening. Let's talk to Lynn in San Joaquin County. Lynn, did you have a story to tell or a question to ask?
Hi, Mr. Davis. Good evening. I have a question. So I have a history of drinking and driving, which CPS has seen fit to use against me. So I've completed programs. I've done individual case counseling, everything that they asked me to do on my 6-month plan. And because of the way the courts are constructed around here, what they automatically do is when you have a CPS case, they actually put you in drug court as well. Even though I know alcohol is a drug, I've never had issues with any kind of other substance. So recently, with my DUI cases that are now in probation, because I'm serving probation on them, I've been tried, I've done the time, I've done everything. Now, recently, the machine malfunction that I actually use to report to them daily, and it said that it blew a 0.18, and I've come to the conclusion that was because I was completely hypoglycemic at the time. So, anywho, the other readings that were behind it had no alcohol whatsoever. I did not drink. CPS is now planning on using this in my case, and as a result, I'm sure that I'm going to have to do some stuff on the criminal side where I'm supposed to be actually just serving probation.
Okay, well, this is Lynn, this is what you need to do. You need to get a criminal attorney and help you challenge that false reading. That's the only thing that you can do. All right? If your attorney successfully challenges that inside the criminal court, then CPS will not be able to use that against you, in my opinion. So that's what you have to do.
The way that they're all hooked into this is this woman came up to me and said she was my defense attorney, but I had not seen her in 6 months that I've been doing DUI court.
Okay, well,
I don't know
if she's your defense attorney or if she said she's your court-appointed defense attorney, I suggest tomorrow morning you call her and you meet with her and plan a strategy on how to challenge that. Because if you tested on the machine a 0.18 and then later on in the day you tested 0, there's obviously something wrong with the machine. So, machines make mistakes. You just have to prove it and get that overturned. Lynn, I want to thank you for listening, and please call again. Right now, we're going to take a call from Darlene in Fresno County, California. Darlene, good evening. Did you have a story to tell or a question to ask? Darlene? Okay, I think we've lost Darlene. Let's go to Devin in Riverside County, California. Devin, good evening. Did you have a story to tell or a question to ask?
A story to tell and a question to ask afterwards.
Okay. Devin, please make it a little fast because my engineer is telling me we have about 3 minutes left in the show.
Absolutely. I'm a victim of the CPS corruption. My daughter and I. My home has been called on more than 30 times, false allegations by another party. I'm not going to mention that party's name. My daughter was actually taken by a CPS worker because of the false allegations and detained. And the CPS worker also fabricated the story to take her. And the story has been deemed fabricated with other witnesses and support and testimony in the court. And so my question is in response to that, on issues like that and false evidence, and through multiple allegations and dealing with CPS confrontations more than one time, I've caught them in several lies. What do you do as a parent to intervene or stop the conflicts and the lies and confront CPS on issues like that?
That's a very good question. And, the only thing that you can do is go to court, sue them, try to get an injunction against them. But there's nothing else that you can do, especially if it's some type of worker or some type of county that is retaliating against you for various reasons. I mean, I have these cases, all over California. And I have a couple of cases where I think they are retaliating against the parent. And interestingly enough, right now, both of those cases are in Riverside. Actually, one's in Riverside, one's in San Bernardino. So other than, and I have told some people, I think you should move out of the county or out of the state. I mean, short of a lawsuit and getting an injunction, you have to get away from these people. Their jurisdiction ends at their county line. So if you were in Riverside and then you moved to Los Angeles or Orange County or San Bernardino, they don't have any jurisdiction in those counties. Now, what I have seen happen is they find out where you move and they contact that county, and then you start getting hassled by that county. So the next step is, hey, I moved to another state. And I have seen even state to state. As a matter of fact, I was talking to an old client earlier today. She left, interestingly enough, Riverside County and moved to Arizona. And the social workers in Riverside, contacted Arizona, and then there was a whole big problem again.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I can suggest. Devin, thank you for calling, and keep listening.
Will do. Thank you.
All righty. My engineer says we have 1 minute left. I want to remind you that we are moving into an election season, and here in California, judges are elected. If they're appointed by the governor, they have to face re-election. And then afterwards, every judge has to be reelected. So go out and vote. Please register and go out and vote. Your real power is in your vote. I want to ask the audience to stay tuned for Dr. G, Engaging Minds, with Dr. Howard Gluss, a licensed psychologist here in California. He's going to be talking about the art of psychology and the art of psychology. This is attorney Vince Davis. This has been The Secret, How to Fight Child Protective Services and Win. We're going to be on next week at our regular time, Saturdays, 8 p.m. Have a good week, and we'll see you then on the radio.